Diddy was one of the people who initially gave him money to start the business that he eventually sold for $75 million. So that is the one link that I did find to Ray J potentially.
But don't talk about Ray J. Ray J is outside. For those who don't know, for those in the podcast space who don't really know who Ray J is, don't sleep on him. He's known in the celebrity world, or you call him B level, but he's outside in them streets too. Please don't sleep on him.
So he's slick.
Keep your eyes. He's outside.
He's very smart at marketing himself, similar to Diddy.
Not just marketing. He outside. Outside.
I need some more hints because I don't know what outside means.
He's around.
He's. Don't take him for just Brandy's little bro. That's.
Oh, he's like, in the mix.
He has his hands in multiple pockets.
He's more than just being,
Remember,
I see.
Think back on people that had their demise later. One of the last people known to be with Wendy Williams regularly before she seemed not like Wendy was Ray J. One of the last people, the person with Whitney Houston when she ceased to exist was Ray J. And there's footage of him being snuck out of the back of the hotel. Please.
Yeah, I got a whole BJ Investigates in the works about our girl Whitney Houston because the way she died, a lot of people don't even know. It's like a bunch of, people don't know. People think she drowned, people think she had a heart attack. I mean, really, she just got hot to death. Like she just kind of boiled alive because she was passed out in the hot tub. People don't even know that. Then y'all know her daughter, Bobby Christina, passed from lobar pneumonia, the same pneumonia Kim Porter died from. Y'all knew that?
Connected. What's the common denominator in that story?
Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs, and Ray J.
Okay.
If you're running Whitney, don't forget to run her assistant at the time. He's the one who cleaned her room. If you look up Whitney's assistant at time of death, he admitted to the police that he cleaned out the room. Why would you need to clean out the room?
No doubt.
Also, what's strange is nobody knows that Bobby Christina passed out as well. So
that night,
one of the people on the gurney was Bobby Christina.
They were trying to get her that night, huh?
And Ray J. Well, no. I think that she was connected to her mom in a way that nobody fully understands.
I see.
And so seeing her mom like that, but Ray J allegedly was consoling her. So when you start digging, I cannot wait to watch your video because they said Ray J consoled Bobby Christina in the lobby of the hotel where she passed. But they also said that Ray J came late and they sent him away. How can you, and TMZ gave that quote.
Well,
how can they say that you were consoling Bobby Christina and at the same time you were turned away?
There's the similar things. I know you covered it. Kim Porter's autopsy. It's like certain things in the autopsy report do not add up to other things in the autopsy report, like the things that the police report and stuff and all of that. It's like, hold on, y'all can't even keep your internal consistency. Something's up with this.
That was the first time I shouted you out because I hadn't seen it before. So that was the very first time that I shouted you out because
just friends talking,
And did you see that Noor Jasmine also did a video and they redacted the doctor name off of my autopsy report that I requested as that surprise witness, but they did not redact the doctor off of hers. So I made my whole video and everything based on the redacted doctor, and then I watched her video because I don't like to watch too much of other people's coverage of stuff before I do it. And so then I watch hers after I film mine. I'm like, this 1-800-RENT-A-DOCTOR that's all over YouTube was Kim Porter's doctor, and they did not bring her to a hospital, and she just died in the house. Oh, no.
Who else doctor was he? He was the doctor that wrote the prescription for Drake that's on the front of that Kendrick put on the album cover, that prescription bottle that was left in the hotel.
You kidding? No. Farzam, he wrote that prescription?
And he was the doctor for Kanye. When
you talking about whenever it's just a prescription bottle and it's just playing and you're like, are they going to play a song at any point and it's just sitting there?
Eyes to see, ears to hear. I never looked with anything else.
He was connected to somebody else too. It was somebody else.
Kanye with the Harley Pasternak thing.
Yes, Kanye. He's the one who set Kanye up. And listen, look, Kanye has some problems, okay? I'm not out here standing Kanye West. He's got
start whispering. Whispering into the mic.
just between us here at the, all of us here.
That's like 50,000 people watching.
Put a one in the chat if Kanye has some problems. But, I mean, woo! They set him up. I don't care. 2016, they set him up. I don't care. I don't care. Corey Gamble had to hold his hand to go visit Donald Trump. They couldn't let him go on that journey alone. I mean, look, listen, I don't know that I'd want to personally go on it alone either.
Was
but
he
I'm just saying.
Was he holding his hands or his hips?
His purse, I don't know. He's so good at
Don't hips.
Corey Marie makes his rounds too. Corey Marie was everywhere too. I call everybody Marie, and I give everyone a Southern middle name.
There are quite a few people. The intersections of people and scenarios that appear nefarious are far and deep running. I see a lot of things, and before I became a content creator, I was sitting back looking at things like, wait, they can't see this obvious thing. What's wrong with me that I can see this?
I just say something's wrong with them. I mean, it's something wrong with them, and you still gotta love them, and all that, because like we're called to do. But it's definitely a not like us situation with some of these people out here. It's like, if I have to get down to the lowest common denominator and explain some of this stuff to y'all, then we just gotta get off my channel. Like I feel that way because it's like we can't even start at a starting point. Some of these people, it's like there's no starting point. Thank you, love you, bless you, get off my channel.
And some people are just willing to twist your words no matter what, because I hear, I think I am super sharp and to the point, and people will come back in and repeat, oh, you said such and such, and I'm like,
you called it a liar. Like, no, you didn't.
Please highlight the timestamp where I said it. They disappear and never come back because I didn't say it.
A lot of people are very loose with their words because they lying, and then they assume that's what you're doing, and it's like, no, actually, I choose them when they come out of my mouth, and then as soon as they come out some way I didn't mean, I correct it right then, or I add a qualifier, and it's like some of us, me, definitely you, Natanya, you Pascal, and Mims too, because y'all are pretty big content creators. You understand like the liability of every word that comes out of your mouth being held against you. So you're kind of always a little bit conscious of it. And like people think because we get on here and we can sound like a announcer and we got a light in the background that it just must be so easy. No, like we're thinking about the words we're saying, and some people get out there and they're not. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Like me, I'm new.
I can definitely tell that y'all pay
please hit
attention to the words coming out of your
hit
mouth.
the subscribe button. Help me out.
But it's interesting because you got to remember that people are going to want to hear what they want to hear as well. They're just going to add in. They're going to fill in the blanks, even though there weren't even blanks in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So like then going after you, Natanya, for example, it's like, okay, yeah, like what you said. Run it back real quick. What did I say? Yeah, exactly. I didn't say whatever it is that you think I said, because a lot of people sometimes, if it goes against their narrative or if it goes against their thought process of what they've been thinking about and what they've been believing for so long, it's hard for them to grasp, and then they'll sit there and go, no, what you really meant was this. And it's like, nah, I did not use the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, for crying out loud. I said exactly what I said and nothing changed.
I said what I said.
But yeah, people do everything they can to change the narrative just so it suits theirs, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, and the way that you describe it, Pascal, and I guess we'll be wrapping up soon. I guess we all probably got to go do
I got to hop off.
But I did want to close on this because it actually touches on the point I was thinking about too. It's like, on the one hand, people hear what they want to hear from a negative way, right? Like they just want you to be wrong, or they just want their personal worldview to be right just cause. But then there is a section of people, and I would consider myself, 4 years ago to be in this section of people that really refuses to believe that a big institution could be on purpose lying to your face. For example, like a news organization could be telling you some stuff that's supposedly science, but ain't. And then like later on, they got to come out and say they were lying and they knew it the whole time, for example, without getting into any more details. Or Britney Spears, right? Like all of the news media was in agreement that she needed a conservatorship. But then when I just simply looked at the documents of the conservatorship, they said she had dementia when she was 26 and she didn't. And they never ever provided a doctor's statement of that. So all of the media had quite literally been putting false information out in the world, saying Britney needed something that was not legally justified. And so it's like, I remember literally grieving CNN could be lying to my face. I mean, now I feel like it's stupid. Duh, they lie. You know, like I'm all the way in now, but it's like they're not always lying. Some stuff they print is true, and each individual reporter is kind of responsible for their own beat, and it's not the whole organization and all of that. But it's like to come out and believe, right? So for this good faith people, you know, this group of people that's not just trying to be right, it's like for them to believe, for example, you, like 5 years ago before any of these allegations came out, they would have to deconstruct their whole foundation of what they understand is going on in the matrix of reality, the fabric of existence. Just to believe you, they would have to deconstruct everything that they know. Right. And so it's like they should. I've had to do that, you know, but it.
BJ?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
And potentially lose whatever commercials Diddy was buying from that network. Mm-hmm. And potentially lose whatever, you know, hands or whatever pots he might have had his hands in for other things.
So I was talking about, you know, just the average person, but you're absolutely right. That's a whole nother thing when we're talking about the media, right? It's like they got bottom lines, and that's totally, it's exactly right. Like they couldn't even believe her. But then what are they going to do with that belief? They're not going to give up their money, like you said.
That's where the surprise witness, Pascal, and Make It Make Sense come in, because we don't have that. we don't have to comply with that.
I said it earlier in this live. They got people, I know y'all do, in the inbox. Give you so and so $1,000 just to mention a stupid game or a stupid toy or whatever debauchery they trying to get us to sell. I know y'all got thousands and thousands of dollar offers. I know y'all do. We're not doing that out here like that. And if y'all do, and if I do, which we reserve the right to do, then, you know, I think I would believe it. I would take.
Where's that at?
You know what I'm talking about. They send
I'm looking over here like, where did it go? I ain't seen none of it.
You don't want to show these toys. I'd like to use this. No.
Right.
It is, but no.
Looking for my green drink, you know?
You could do something.
I have done the green drinks before, and I will do. I reserve the right to do a sponsorship. Yeah. I'm not trying to say nothing about that. It just, as soon as I get one in the inbox, I like that product, y'all getting sold. So y'all gonna have a coupon code out here. Let's click it and use it.
I had my first offer recently.
See?
What?
Congratulations.
Silence you or change your content. I think that's where the problems come.
I had my first offer. I believe they were small. I kind of just glanced over it because sometimes I will just glance over things and then I'll double back afterwards and read it through. But my mind tells me when it's ready to take stuff in, so I listen.
That's right. No, I think you're such a good example of that too. Just like listening and leaning into the sort of like intuitive, you know, whatever you want to call it, spiritual. Some people would call it different things. Words are words don't usually have the ability to encompass what you're really saying, right? But like, you know, that, like leaning into that, like you said, your brain tells you when it's time to take the information.
Lean out to your own understanding.
And I'm just really grateful and appreciative that you're like out here like being an example to all of us, and I think you're a really good leader, and I appreciate that you haven't allowed these horrible things to turn you into someone who's bitter. Like you have so much grace and I don't know, just like elegance. Like I think you're a good role model, and I'm really inspired by you.
Well, thank you. Well, then listen, my future. Somebody asked me what the future holds.
Yeah.
Run from the pulpit. I've had a calling to the pulpit for a long time. And I think I'm marching forward to that.
There you go.
Yes. You're an orator. We already said it. Yeah. You orate, and you kind of...
And, like, yeah, inspirational, too. Like, I just want to, tell me what it says, you know? I want to tell me.
Write like 5 more books. Write 5 more books. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, author.
Shot in the Dark Part 2.
Prophet,
you know what I'm
saying?
Poet. I also have a children's author. That was my first book called Nirvana Socks, The Nirvana Chronicles, on Amazon. And where you buy books, but shameless self-promotion again. But I am going to go on a speaking tour, and I really want to talk to like groups and churches and stuff like that about my faith journey, because all in all, you know, it has this salacious aspect to it, but I think it's bigger than that. It's really about my obedience, and I think it's
your testimony. You know, it could have went about a lot of different ways for you, and look at you.
Yeah, I went to theology school because I had questions that nobody could answer after. Stuff, and unfortunately the pandemic happened and it shifted how we went to school and all that stuff, so I didn't finish, but I certainly believe that I got what I was supposed to get, and God's, like grandmother said, people will come from far and wide to hear me speak, her and her friends. So I truly believe this is the time now.
They're hearing you right now from far and wide. You know, we got however many countries in the chat. I want to give Pascal and Mims the opportunity to plug your channels, say where people can find you, if you want them to go to your Instagram where you're different or not. I don't know, maybe that's a little too small.
No. I'm very upfront. I didn't even have Instagram before I had YouTube. People have tried to manage me. It has not worked out in the past, but I did just take my first meeting with some people who do endorsements, but their endorsements would be like for therapists or things like that, things that I would feel comfortable endorsing after I spoke to somebody and determined if it's something that I would endorse. Or,
I know anybody over here, if y'all are endorsing it, I believe I might buy it, or use it or try it.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna make it make sense on YouTube. Make it make sense now on Instagram. I am nearing my 200K mark. It is crazy.
Wow.
Let's make it make sense at 200,000 before the new year.
I'm trying to get to 450. 400.
More than that, and more than plugging myself, I want to say I have watched all of you guys, including Popcorn Planet. I appreciate what you guys do because I don't watch everybody, and I can't. Just in all honesty, I can't because I don't have time. Now, a lot of my stuff, I'm on the phone all the time with attorneys, survivors, and now my therapist to make sure that I'm not effing it. So I'll end with this. I appreciate all you guys, and my phone is blowing up. I'm pretty sure yours will be blowing up too. All of us after this. I would say to you, the dopest nerd, hang out with your daughter. Do not be online. Do not go into the weeds. I'm sure if you follow the chat, you know what's happening, and don't go to the weeds. Give it no life, because give it no life, and I'll just leave it at that.
Indeed.
Agreed. That's great advice.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Pascal?
Yeah. Sup?
Just, final thoughts. We're wrapping it up. I'm just giving y'all the floor to say, how can people follow you? What are your final thoughts? Anything, like whatever, floor is yours kind of thing.
Sure. Okay, so you can find me on The Pascal Show on YouTube. Pascal Show on all platforms, so Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on all those platforms, so you can follow me on any of those things if you please.
And the microphone and voice sounds just as good across all platforms.
That's what they need to endorse. They need to give you a microphone endorsement.
Sure, get the man a sponsorship immediately.
Let me get a microphone. Short needs to call me. How's that?
Hey man, there it is. I would click the link and hit 10% on that one for sure.
I appreciate it. But so you can find me on all those things. I've been watching all y'all's stuff for a minute. And of course, always appreciate everybody's work. That's the thing. I think if everyone keeps to the facts, keeps truthful, tries to be respectful as much as possible, because it's not our fight. We're here to help with the fight, not make it about ourselves. Does that make sense? And we're here to tell the story, right? Tell the story, tell the side for the victims and the witnesses, accusers, etc. And give them a platform. Sorry, what were you saying?
Don't become the story. I'm agreeing with you. Don't become the story.
Yeah, don't become the story. Damn right, Mims. Damn right. You see what I'm saying?
I'll do my best to try and not to.
If you're going to interrupt what I'm saying, Mims, that you're going to say something with facts. All right? So I'm glad that it came with facts. Damn. Anyway. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. But that's absolutely right. Okay? I appreciate you agree with me. Thank God. Whew. Anyway. But anyway, so that's what I think. I really truthfully believe that we should be. See, this is okay. Let me just say this really quick. This is why I love the fact that the prosecution and the defense are doing this back and forth with all this paperwork, because that's where it's getting all really juicy. Now, don't get me wrong. People coming forward and speaking their stories and speaking their truths is one thing. Yeah. But there's always something to talk about because of the BS that's going on between the defense and prosecution. And then the more that Diddy keeps on screwing up and prosecution catches him screwing up, oh man, I mean, you can't even write that stuff. It is just too damn good, right?
Well, they can and they are, and we're reading it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, we are reading it like I'm reading it like whenever it come together. Let's go read this stuff. I know, Mims, you do that too. Okay, I know we all do that to a certain extent, but it's just so juicy, and it's the most real talk. The paperwork, usually the documents are supposed to be boring as you see what I'm saying, but it's
they supposed to be, but you know, it's whenever it's these high profile cases, presidential, cutting edge. I mean, that's what I consider to be my wheelhouse. I consider that to be my lane. Reading the documents, explaining it to the people, and how we talk out here, outside of like courtroom talk. And like now it's like I'm having opportunities little by little to speak with people who were there. You know, I feel so honored to do that. And I do feel a little bit of a shift. Like Mims was saying, like now he's on the phone all day with lawyers and survivors. And it's like, that's important work. It has to happen. Someone's got to do it.
That's incredible. But
really it's incredible. Like, you know, it's a different job than just reading a court document. And it's a different level of involvement and proximity and all of that.
I didn't know what you were talking about, Mims, but somebody just texted me and said, some crazy accusations against you from Lionel B channel, which is bizarre. First of all, I'm a woman of God. Listen, I am for this fight. I am a big girl, and I got on my big girl panties. For 25 years, I've slayed giants bigger than this. What they're saying, I will go into the fray and watch it, but what I know is whenever you are rising above the enemy's attempt to kill, conquer, and destroy, the first thing they try to do is come for your character. I'm not the one or the two. You come against me, you come against God, and trust and believe. You better have a sling and a stone big enough to handle God. Your arms is way too short to box.
You know, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked.
Right.
Facts.
So also, I'm just going to say, like, thank God we're all... Oh, go ahead, Mims. Go. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll say it.
Please.
One of... Somebody in the orbit was like, did you watch BJ Investigates? She did this really in-depth... it was an in-depth think piece on some letter that you found from the 80s where people were talking about how
the hip hop, the meeting that changed the hip hop industry forever.
And that was somebody in the orbit. So your voice is amplifying.
Well, that's another public record somebody sent to me. Gene Deal called me Law Princess one time. I think I need to put that on. I want to make myself a trophy because he called me Law Princess on YouTube, and I'm like, I definitely call myself the queen of YouTube, but now I'm Law Princess because Gene Deal said it. I mean, I don't know if he's credible or not. We've never really spoken or anything, but I kind of felt like, oh God, like the people that I'm talking about are watching my stuff now. Like Nathaniel, you were saying, you know, I'm sorry, I never heard of this. Leah, I wrote her name down. Go wrong. Yeah, Gordon, Leah Gordon. And she said, you know, I never talk to anybody that I make stuff about because they're all past. They're no longer with us. I mean, I've made things like that as well, but like I make stuff about high profile individuals for this part that I never speak to. And it is emotional to hear somebody, like I remember when I met Bam Margera and he was in tears. You know, why did you help me? Like, what, are you making a lot of money? And I was like, no, I'm losing money. Your guardian sued me for defamation. I'm literally negative money. And he's like, so why did you do it?
All right, y'all. I'm going to call it a night. This is part 3 of my...
taken advantage of by the system.
Because I had to rest my eyes a lot. Okay. I love y'all.
I saw it happen before. It's a pattern. I've seen it happen.
I love y'all. And y'all be careful out there because things are not what they seem. Please hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. All right. Bye.